Hey, how's going? We were just mowing the lawn before and found a pretty cool little reptile that people do mistake for snakes sometimes, but indeed it is a lizard. But check out this little guy here. This is a three-toed worm skink. If he settles down, he should settle down pretty quickly. There we are. Pretty cool, huh? And you can see why people do mistake him for snakes. At first glance it appears like it's a legless lizard, but on closer inspection, see those little limbs? It does have 4 limbs. There's 3 claws on the front limbs, which is where they get their name, and then the hind limbs are reduced to stumps. So through evolution, this thing is turning into a legless lizard. Snakes evolved from lizards, so in a few million years it might actually be a snake. Oh, he's gone into this tub. I'd put it into this tub temporarily just so he didn't end up where I couldn't see him and I end up mowing through him, because I would hate to do that. He's a bit light sensitive because they're a nocturnal lizard, so he's probably freaking out about the sun a bit. You don't normally see them in the day unless you do disturb them. They're a burrowing species and they feed on little invertebrates in the soil. So things like worms, ant larvae, tiny little insects. You see that nape on its head, yellow coloration. It's more prominent on the juveniles and tends to fade on the adults. But yeah, it is indeed a lizard. These guys have a pretty limited distribution, from about, I would imagine about the central coast of Queensland down to about the Lismore region in New South Wales, roughly. Hey mate, where are you going? And as you can see how they do move quite snake-like. But it's definitely not a snake, and it's perfectly harmless. They're non-venomous, as all Australian lizards are. There's a little limb there. 3 claws on it, but very hard to see. Coloration underneath, so you can get a good look. And this is a pretty big one, really. Don't get much bigger than that. And he was found just under this crate, so that's where we're going to put it back. But that's pretty cool. So if you do see one of these, there's no need to worry. It's not a snake. It is just a lizard, but they're a pretty cool lizard. I like to see them. So we'll let you go, mate, because you're probably wondering what all this bright sunshiny stuff is. So we'll let him go down here, back into his home, and there he goes. And he'll burrow into the dirt. They move through the dirt very, very easily, and they do their thing. So yeah, just a quick video on the 3-toed worm skink. It's got a scientific name that I can't really pronounce. I'm not even going to embarrass myself by trying to pronounce it. But there are a few other species within its genus. There's the 2-toed worm skink with a slightly different distribution. Some of their populations do overlap though. So back where we used to live in Stanthorpe, you'd get both species. But up here in Hervey Bay, we only get the one.